Anybody we want lead we, it gets for declaring assets.
Not to Pambado, and for make somebody know kind of power match 2018, and after 2 years, it grab go by Wataki, and when we talk, it's an ATJLF and yeah.
That's an excerpt of the song My Vote My Life, done by Leone's top musicians through a campaign spearheaded by the Institute of Governance Reform IGR on the need for citizens to demand transparency, especially with asset declaration, from politicians during the 2018 elections. Volume 2 of Chapter 3, Paragraph 272 of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission report noted the way Leoneans have become accustomed to those in authority using their positions and information entrusted to them to enrich themselves. Hence, the Commission was persuaded that the best way to stamp out this malevolent tradition is to put in place monetary mechanism like asset declaration to take action when self-enrichment occurs. Thus, the Anti-Corruption Commission was charged with a mandate of ensuring compliance from public officials. Sylvanus Blake, Public Relations Officer of the Commission, categorizes those constituted to be public officials.
Our Anti-Corruption Act are those who work in public offices and those who are paid from the Consolidated Revenue Fund. So they are required to declare their income, assets and liability now as the regime is every 2 years, not every year again.
But what the compliance rates from public officials? Sylvanus Blake again.
The compliance rate is, in my mind, in the 70% and above. Since we had the amendments, now we have it digital. So in 2022, we had about 25,000 public officers declaring through our own, the generic process.
25,000 public officials declaring their assets in 2022, as claimed by the Public Relations Officer, seems to be a huge number. But how can this be verified when the process is marred by secrecy, which goes against paragraph 273, which calls for asset declaration information to be open to the public?
I'm aware of the access declaration, but in terms of knowledge-wise, I have limited knowledge on how it goes about. These are not information that HUC should hide to themselves, confine to themselves. Access declaration, I think it's for the public. The public don't even have the confidence that there is an asset declaration. So I think more needs to be done.
The politician, they come na power. It really shows he get this thing. You don't need for either. If I be proud, me would say I don't work for una, so I'm proud of her.
The Institute for Governance Reform is one institution that has been advocating on political and economic governance with the aim of promoting service delivery. Thus, the call for citizens to demand transparency from politicians has been top of their campaign.
There was a big campaign on My Vote My Life, where citizens say, you know, in an election, politicians are free to develop their own manifestos, but as citizens, we are clear about what we want. We want ethical leadership. And if we get ethical leadership in elections or at elections, it will translate into effective governance post-election. So that's why the Citizens Manifesto zoom in on 7 clear recommendations. One among them was asset declaration. By declaration, we meant asset publication. The campaign then realized that that was far less than enough for accountability. And so we wanted commitments from politicians to say, beyond this legal requirement, I have political will to extend the breadth of accountability to not just submit my assets and liabilities to the Anti-Corruption Commission, but for the public to see what I have. So we demanded at that time for asset publication as a marker of ethical leadership.
Paragraph 273 of Volume 2, Chapter 3 of the TRC report stress on those in powerful public positions to register their financial interests and also disclose their financial interests acquired after their assumption of office, including those of their spouses and dependents. This must be done on an annual basis, and most of this information must be open to the public. But how can the publication of asset declaration on the part of public officials promote good governance and the fight against corruption? Andrew Lavalley again.
I think we need much more political will, not only for people who are in power, but people who are aspiring to come to power. to ensure that what Sierra Leoneans want is ethical leadership. And it starts with being open about what you have and not hiding it at all. Imagine on top of that, we have bigger demonstration of political will, where, leaders of political parties, leaders in government say, this is my asset, judge me by this, I'm not here for your funds, I'm here for delivery of services. It does not only build trust in the institutions, it does not only build trust in the office that public officials will be holding, but it becomes an example. If the day we have greater appetite for asset declaration, it will translate into many institutional reforms.
The lack of public information on the declaration process seems to cast shadow of doubt on the asset declaration process, which the Anti-Corruption Commission says it is implementing. With elections around the corner, citizens are looking forward to adherence of this recommendation by the TRC report, with support from the Media Reform Coordinating Group through the African Transitional Justice Legacy Fund. Ronald Jomorovia, AYV News, Freetown.